Nodesignal, deine Bitcoin-Frequenz.
Herzlich willkommen bei Nodesignal, deine Bitcoin-Frequenz. Heute mit mir, dem Paul, und ich habe heute einen Gast, ein geschätzter Kollege von mir, er wird sich gleich vorstellen, Clement, und wir werden über Wasabi sprechen. Das Gespräch wird auf Englisch stattfinden, also stellt eure Lauscher auf und hört uns gut zu. Clement, it's so good to see you.
I'm really glad to be here as well. Hello, Jan.
Hey, Clement. So, Clement, maybe you can introduce a little bit yourself. So, who are you and what's your relation to the Wasabi project?
Okay. Hello, I'm Clement. I'm a software developer, and I really like working on Bitcoin and specifically Bitcoin privacy.
Mm-hmm.
I have the chance to be able to contribute for the last 3 years on Wasabi Wallet project.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Bitcoin wallet specialized in privacy.
Mm-hmm.
Really good Bitcoin wallet. At least we try to we try to be great.
Yes.
It has a lot of features now. It has been at first commercial project that I was not running, but then I started maintaining the project after the company that was building it, ZK Snacks, closed this door. Was maintaining with Lucas Ontivero, which is the lead maintainer of the project now. And we try to work toward making great privacy tools for Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do? How do you contribute to the project?
Wasabi was software built for a business, at least in that insight.
Mm-hmm.
So it had a lot of processes, a lot of components to solve niche concerns of users and some stuff that was non-standard. And we are trying to push all the code source, the project in general, to be fully compatible with open source, with being fully open source and on GitHub and standard wallet project like Sparrow or Blue Wallet, or to be able to work without a strong backing company that was making a lot of money, but rather to have really simple processes, simple code-based components, and be able to build fast and also be replicated very easily. It's becoming easier and easier to fork Wasabi, and this is really something we want to achieve.
Okay. Let's talk about this transition that you did. So maybe we can dive a little deeper into what was the company like 3 years ago when ZK Snacks was actually running Wasabi. Maybe. Let's talk briefly. What is Wasabi? We haven't introduced Wasabi.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm asking the questions, right? So what is Wasabi?
Wasabi is a very old Bitcoin wallet, one of the first to focus on privacy, and one of the first to introduce Coinjoin technology. So technology to earn privacy on your coins and break heuristics between inputs and outputs, break links in order to protect your privacy. First using the rolling protocol, which is pretty standard Coinjoin-Protokoll in Wasabi 1. It was a really beloved software at this time, a bit like Sparrow is today for the Bitcoin community, and people really like to use and to interact with it. It's really great, at its time it was a really great project, and had a lot of volume really quick, and so there was money starting to flow in to maybe try to structure itself and build a really great privacy tools for Bitcoin. And with that mindset, the founder at the time, the guy working on the project, which was not my case, I joined later, but decided to invest into helping a research project that was led by a really strong researcher, cryptographer, like Nothing Much, and other members that were in-house of ZK Snacks, the company that was starting to build itself at this time, and built the WabiSabi engine, which is an alternative, let's say, better alternative at zero link. It's an alternative.
So yes. Did I get it right? So you started the Wasabi project with the zero link protocol, which helped to enhance privacy, and now you're at that point of time that we're currently talking about. Now you switched from zero link to WabiSabi.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So maybe you can tell us briefly. So what is the zero link protocol? Just very briefly, and then why you decided to go to WabiSabi and what it does.
There are a lot of reasons, but the main one in the case, what was wanted to be achieved in building WabiSabi was mainly to use non-standard output amounts. So in the context of a CoinJoin, instead of all coins in the output needing to be the exact same amount, WabiSabi was built in order to have a protocol that will work with arbitrary denominations as outputs, and so be much more versatile in how a CoinJoin is being used. This is why WabiSabi was made. It's made thanks to strong cryptography stuff.
You can explain. Hey, you can explain. We're interested in this.
I don't understand in a way a real cryptographer like Yuval or Lucas or even Nopara, which built the Wasabi, which is the main founder, the leader of the Wasabi-Projekt at the beginning. I joined right when WabiSabi launched. Okay, so it was the final years as a project as a company. So I've seen the project being developed when it was in a more corporate phase. It was really great for this project and for Bitcoin in general because Bitcoin privacy, because there were a lot of money flowing into building a really great privacy solution for Bitcoin, a really great software, and trying to pour money into that goal. But this comes at a cost, which is that building corporate privacy by a corporate is really difficult. It is really difficult for compliance reasons. And you enter a rabbit hole that is really, really hard, and that does not work currently. But you know.
Okay. For me, still it's not clear. Can you maybe explain to me what is the zero-link protocol? So maybe we can start there. Why do you use this, or what is it for? Yeah.
Yes. The only way on Bitcoin you will be able to earn privacy is to be able to build a transaction between several peers, several people.
Yeah.
But you have to do it in a secure way that is non-custodial. Like you will not be at risk of losing your funds building a transaction with other people.
Yes, and that's very important, right? Okay. There are other solutions, right, where you for a brief period of time trust a third party and then get back and have similar results to a CoinJoin. But in your case, you want to build a protocol that allows you to keep custody while creating the transaction and also while receiving the transaction.
Yes, that is the Coinjoin-Protokoll.
Yes.
That is our... Now, that is how CoinJoin works. And you need a protocol for that. In that case, the zero-link protocol was the first used in Wasabi, Wasabi 1. It has many weaknesses. The main one, I explained earlier, is the amount decomposition. You cannot, you have to always, every participant of the transaction have to create similarly value outputs. Wait, explaining those topics really early about Wasabi is not comfortable for me because I don't know that well. Wasabi 1. I focused a lot on Wasabi 2, but zero link has many weaknesses. But you have to see a CoinJoin as a transaction that is built between several people. Like this is fine.
This is super fine.
Okay.
Let's chill. Let's relax. Like
you are right.
Yeah.
Are right.
Let's just go back. All right. Okay. All right. So, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were not that, sure to talk about the zero-link protocol, but maybe it's just for me. I've heard the term zero-link protocol. I have a basic understanding of how a CoinJoin works, or what it is, what it does, or what it should achieve. Right. So there is an idea that is called CoinJoin, which is the multi-party transaction. Now the question is, how do we actually implement this? Like, how do we do this? How do we make it work so that we keep our coins, we keep control, and we achieve privacy?
Okay. So basically, at its sense, a CoinJoin is a kind of short-lived e-cash system. You will mint an e-cash through a central party, the coordinator. You mint an e-cash token, but this token is only valid for the current transaction. Okay, so you will commit your fund like a stake in Ethereum. You will commit your fund toward minting that e-cash. That e-cash is custodial because it's owned by the coordinator. However, you know that you'll be able to redeem it because you redeem it in the very same transaction. Okay, you see
because you will provide the inputs and also provide the output addresses.
Exactly. And when you provide the input, you receive credentials that allows you to register your output of similar value. So that way you know that you will always be able to control the destination of what you commit.
Mm-hmm.
So I commit 1 Bitcoin. I want Jan to receive 0.5 and I want 0.5 to go for HRF or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I know I will be cryptographically able to do this. It's only works because it's within a single transaction, you know, it's an atomic operation. And so you always know you will receive.
I understood. Okay. You create in this process a kind of eCash token. You call it. Okay.
Yes.
We know what eCash is, so we can build tokens. What I'm not seeing right now is how does it work? Or is it true? So that's what's in my head right now is, in this token, there are somehow information, I'm not sure what is in this. Like, how do I make sure? How do I keep the control? And why do I need this token then? How does it work?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Actually, you receive a proof. Any cash system is a mathematical proof.
Mm-hmm.
It's a credential that only you can compute. That is unique to you. It's like some kind of private key that is bounded to a value and that belongs only to you. Nobody can forge it or fake it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how a transaction works. You commit your input.
Could it theoretically, if someone had that token, or I can.
Yes, but if someone randomly guesses your seed phrase on Bitcoin, you will lose your funds. You see, this is the same kind of security. It is cryptographically secure, even if it seems forgeable. It's not because it's so random. You know, like
I get that. No. The question was actually like, if someone steals my token, right?
Yes, you lose your fund.
Okay, I lose my fund. So so it's very important that we have this token.
Yes.
Okay.
After it's a complex cryptography process. I'm not a cryptographer.
Okay, it's fine. As far as we understand. Okay.
Yes. But you can commit the funds you want and send it to the destination you want. And thanks to a lot of crypto magic.
Crypto magic is good.
Yes, that has been researched a lot and worked a lot. You send the funds where you want, but most importantly, nobody can know them. And also, this is also a huge advantage of Coinjoin. Even so, the central coordinator, so third party, provides you the credentials and so receive your input. Is not able to know the value of what you are registering and trying to redeem. So nobody knows exactly how many coins you commit and will receive in general to the Coinjoin transaction. Okay, so. You are able to claim your outputs. Okay, I commit 1 Bitcoin. I claim my output, but nobody will be able to know that those two outputs are linked and that are yours. This only works because the value are hidden from the coordinator itself. And this was also really important in building Coinjoin protocols like WabiSabi, the one powering Wasabi 2.
Okay, so you joined to build or to help build WabiSabi, or
no? As I mentioned, I joined later.
Oh yeah,
yes,
right.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Everything was built and the project was launching Wasabi 2, with so already a huge user base that was able to. That was loving using Wasabi 1, but then Wasabi 2 was developed, and this solution. Incorporate a better Coinjoin engine, WabiSabi, which was the one that has been researched on. So better Coinjoin engine. So people want to switch to Wasabi 2. However, the user experience of this wallet was heavily different. Why? Because Wasabi 2 is built on the fact that everything should be automatic on Bitcoin and behind the scene. You arrive, you want to Coinjoin your fund. You click on a button to start the process, and all the complexity I was mentioning is happening behind the scenes and just working. On Wasabi 1, you had much more control. okay, and really be able to select which coin you wanted to participate. It was a bit similar to why Sparrow is loved, as I mentioned, is because it offers a really good granular control. And so Wasabi 2 forced people to go from a solution like that to someone much more abstract and even so automatic, handled by black boxes, you know. And this is a huge issue because you need to know what happens. It's Bitcoin, you know. You have to understand and to make the final decision on what's going on. So
okay, so it was not accepted by the community?
Exactly. We had the project received a lot of community backlash. Also, the moving toward a more corporate business receive backlash. Why? Because when you do business, you need to do compliance.
And you have to register a company.
You have to register a company. It is really hard. People that think it's easy are mistaken. You know, I was not at all involved in it. Okay, but I've seen it was really hard. And of course, you have to make choices like chain analysis choices to check the inputs that are coming into the pool, or the liquidity pool, to be sure that they are not linked to commonly known attacks. And Wasabi received a colossal amount of backlash due to this. While the product was really being improved, you know, the general reaction about it was not so enthusiastic, maybe for good reasons. Even though Wasabi 2 was a great product, does privacy on Bitcoin need corporate structure like this? It does not work.
Yes.
You cannot.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it because if you build it as a company, then you are immediately under regulatory scrutiny, so to say? Because, well, you're building a tool to enhance Bitcoin privacy, right?
Yes.
So the regulator will have a very close eye on you. So this forces you basically to oblige, like, how do you say this? Like, okay, I know I'm being being watched by the government or by whoever is watching you. So I need to conform. And that's why but Wasabi then had to do, not Wasabi, like who had to...
ZK Snacks,
yes. The company, exactly. So they used chain analysis to know who's participating in the coin joins that ZK Snacks is facilitating and building the tool for.
Yes, that is exactly it. And you understand why it's the worst of all world, because it's really hard and it really sucks for the company to be able to try to comply, because as long as you run a service, you are responsible for this service, you know, and so it is really, really hard, because earning privacy on Bitcoin is a really powerful service, you know, in a macro scale. And imagine what it can do, you know. It has implication that you don't even understand, big money and things like that, you know, and you cannot pretend to understand. You will need a really huge team of high-level lawyers. What we see for all the complaints around Tether, companies like Tether, for example, it's really, really hard, you know. And so it sucks for the company, but it also sucks for the users, right? Why? Because who uses powerful Bitcoin privacy services? It's the cypherpunk, you know.
Okay.
You know,
I thought you were going into the direction of drug dealers.
No. As I mentioned it, you cannot control the use cases on the macro scale of a technology of the kind. Okay, what you said is the same as who can use AI, the drug dealers. Of course they can, but it's because this technology is so strong that of course they will want to make use of it. The same happens with Bitcoin privacy, okay? Because Bitcoin is so incredibly powerful that it goes way beyond what I personally understand and what you understand, you know, and privacy. The implications of this are also crazy in how our world works today. So this is why it is really hard to build this kind of software. You cannot understand services. Sorry, you cannot understand who will use your service for, and in and for what. And if you handle the service, you are responsible for it, and you understand it's really, really risky. For users, it also sucks to use the service for this that has high links to compliance. I mean, it's not the point, So it's the worst of both worlds, really.
Yeah. Okay, got it. All right. But then, I mean, I think everybody knows that the story is that CK Snacks had to close down, right?
The general ecosystem got so nasty because in the privacy field of Bitcoin, some developers are being investigated and even to prison.
Yes, yeah.
And facing huge legal risk. And sometimes you don't really understand why, or at least it's not clear. What can you do? You freak out.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, it would be suicidal not to. It's just the reality of the world you live in, It's not good business to be in, honestly. It's really risky.
In the privacy business.
Yes, and this is why we don't see any major actor really pushing and building huge solution. Currently, if you want to build a privacy project, you need to be not focused on privacy, but on something else, and have a privacy as a side effect of this, we see with stuff with like Lightning, for example.
Yes.
Exactly the use case, or Arc. Okay.
Yeah.
Arc, that we can talk about later if you want, but
happy to. Just let it flow. Let's go where it takes us. All right. So I think we understand the problem that CK Snacks had. And we've already reported on that, so our listeners know what's happened to the other companies. But Wasabi still exists today. So how?
Indeed, Wasabi still exists. Wasabi has always been separated into two entities. Okay, the Coinjoin company, the Coinjoin service, ZK Snacks. ZK Snacks was earning a lot of money for the Coinjoin service, and as a result, funded the development of Wasabi. But at the end of the day, Wasabi is an open source project. Okay, it does not belong to ZK Snacks in any way, and it's a project that is MIT, fully open source. It can be replicated, can be cloned, no problem. On GitHub, we are happy to to help always. So Wasabi continued as an open source project, but of course, it came with huge challenge because while the underlying project is open source, it has been built for years by a company. So it has the process maybe of a company, or at least components that are built in a corporate way,
Yeah.
And so changing a project, transitioning from something that requires a lot of the developer to maintain towards something that will be really easy to fork and to maintain, to improve, be more stable, be more secure, to make it really a really good open source project. And this is the transition I really worked a lot on.
Yeah. Okay. So that's super interesting. Like, how do you transition from a corporate project to an open source project? And what were you trying to achieve? But like at the very first moment when if I understood it right, that's when you joined the company around that, you started contributing to the project of Wasabi at that moment when this transition had to take place.
Let's say yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I already contributed to the project in the past, and that's why I was going to do it. But I was along with Lucas Lantivero, which is the lead maintainer of Wasabi, Lantivero. He's a really cool guy. Okay. Extremely talented. He just understands how Bitcoin wallet work and how to integrate crypto stuff and to make it really secure and reliable. The answer of how you transition is you have to reduce complexity all the time. Reduce complexity, make the things as basic as possible. And this is really, really important in software development. Instead of building everything custom everywhere, You need to centralize everything and to build a really great, powerful modular architecture. Okay. And when you are a corporate, you might be focused on some immediate business needs, and try to push away without a strong design decision underlying and this kind of stuff that can happen. Or you might want to solve a problem because you have to, but in fact, it's not an interesting problem to solve, and it's a complex piece of software to maintain. So you don't want to do that. So you have to reduce everything. We remove hundreds of thousands of code lines. We removed a lot of burden flow handled by the backend. So reduce a lot of data we send to the client, so the client can rely on third party. We made it available with a prune node, so it was visible for people to run. In Wasabi, we had a custom local Bitcoin Core node installation. We removed all this to make this standard through the RPC. All kind of work like that, methodic work to reduce complexity everywhere and be able to maintain the project much easier and by a handful of people making sporadic contributions.
Okay.
Also for us, what was really important was for clients to always have access to the Wasabi client. For users to always have access to their client. It means to never require to export their Bitcoin seed to another wallet, like Electrum or Blue Wallet or whatever. Why? Because by doing so, they will lose a lot of the privacy that Wasabi provides. Wasabi provides privacy on many, many levels, like with using block filter for synchronization and labeling, these kind of features. And we know that people will the privacy of our users will be degraded if for some reason the Wasabi client stops being available. So for us, it was really important for the client to be really reliable. Okay.
But reliable in terms of availability. Like,
yes.
So I'm a user of Wasabi. I have this wallet installed. Let's say I have the wallet installed. What do you mean with availability? What needs to be available?
You need to be able to send your funds, access to them, see them. Okay. You cannot be blocked because we do not provide an information that you need. For example, let's say we as a backend server, we provide the exchange rate, okay, of Bitcoin. If out of a sudden we stop providing you this information, then your client won't work very well. You will never be able to understand how much you are sending. It's not good. If we send you the block filters and we stop sending you the block filters, then it will be bricked and you will not be able to access your funds. This is really what we want to avoid. Also, it might mean that you need a security update because we found a critical vulnerability in Wasabi. Okay.
Can happen.
It can happen. Like, who knows? But who knows? But you still need to be able to update Wasabi because so you still need to be able to update. Otherwise, we found a vulnerability. You are not able to update because for one or other reason, your client couldn't connect to our update server. And out of a sudden, we cannot push the update to you, and therefore you cannot update. And hackers can make use of this to
Okay, so you have the risk of exploitation because at some point the vulnerability will be disclosed, or with the update probably, or after the update. Anyway, there's a risk of exploitation if you are not updating your current Wasabi clients to the
like
most recent
all
version.
software are like this, right? You need to make the security update. So it's important for us to keep those kind of flow always available. And for example, in the case of Wasabi, what we've done recently was to stop serving the updates from a server, okay, a proper server, which was wasabiwallet.io. In the past. So if for some reason nobody was able to push on this DNS because the DNS was seized or whatever can happen, then you will still be able to receive those updates because now we use Nostr as a way to pass the message of the update being available to the client. The way it works is that the client listens to a Nostr pub key for events.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever there is an update available, someone publish an event on the using the private key. And
wait, is there a specific event that you're using?
You can use any kind of event because you only check the same address.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you're listening to the npub, and
Exactly.
while listening to the npub, at some point you will notice, or you will see a message, an event in Nostr that tells you, okay, there is an update available.
Yeah.
So this is like the information flow, right? So this is how you are informed about an available update. How do I find the update? If I'm not able, because what was the name of the Wasabi wallet?
Wasabi-Wallet.io.
If that's not available or not, I cannot reach it. How do you make sure that I'm still able to download the newest version?
Yeah, because we include whatever server holds the update. So instead of Wasabi-Wallet.io, we can say it's GitHub, etc., etc. Now we use the Nostr private key, so we use cryptography to create this event, so we can manage the key in the same way you manage a Bitcoin key, you know. So we don't have to use a service, DNS, that can be seized. It's not only seized, because this is the main the main reason you can lose the DNS, but there are many reasons why you can lose the DNS.
Yes,
and in that event, we do not want to incur those kind of risk for our users.
Okay.
See, this is an example, but do you see the general direction of Wasabi, of what we have been building with Wasabi now? Because now we reach a really good state at doing so, to be really reliable and to work without any backend server intervention, and to be a simple and working piece of software. Okay, but it's still an ongoing task, of course.
Okay. So, okay, did I get it right that you are able then, instead of uploading or putting it on a server, the next version of the Wasabi client, but you can just distribute it to different servers? You can, at any point, you can use an AWS server or a VPS server, whatever you have available, and you can provide that newest update. The user is informed through the Nostr-Protokoll because he sees the event, and he will also find the link to the servers where he can download the newest version.
Yes.
All right. That's cool.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool use of Nostr. Nice.
I think we're one of the first software to do so, and it really showcase how you can use simple protocol like this, like Nostr, to build really strong and powerful. In this case, in crypto in general, it's very little understood how a supply chain attack can be an issue, you know.
Okay.
And this is a huge risk of crypto, in my opinion. The supply chain is risky. It's not sometimes not well built by the software industry. And so on some platform like GitHub, you are at risk of having a supply chain incident. In fact, Wasabi had one, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
And which means that a malware was published
on GitHub.
On GitHub. Of course, it didn't have the signing key of Wasabi, but still people would have downloaded it, you know. So software was published. And then, of course, you need a way to protect against that. It's a major issue in software industry. We've seen the problem like a couple of weeks ago, I think, or 1 month ago maybe, where a major Node.js NPM.
Oh, yeah, the NPM bugs. The exploitation, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a lot of loss in crypto, but you see the kind of risks are really strong, and with Nostr, we very much improved this while making this easier for our client and more reliable. And it's crazy. Nostr is incredible. What you can build with that is crazy.
Do you have any other ideas what you want to build on Nostr?
No. For Wasabi, what will work in the context of Wasabi and in symbiosis with Bitcoin in general, what will work really well for Nostr is a contact list. In the same way the Samurai Wallet did before. I don't remember the name of their protocol. It was different. But a contact list will be really useful on Bitcoin. You are able to send Bitcoin to everyone you know, to services you know. So it will really improve the UX.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, we had another topic, right? What one is... Okay, so we talked about how to download the newest version. That's one of the things that you did in this transition to become an open source company. Is there anything else that we should talk about?
Sorry, can you
on this topic of the on the transition, from the corporate project to the open source project? We talked now about how you implemented a way to make the news updates more available, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or reducing the risk of seizing WasabiWallet.io and making the updates no longer available for users. And what else did you build?
We are building a lot of improvement into this kind of direction.
Yeah.
But it was just an example to provide the general strategy of the state we want to bring the software to, and how we want this Bitcoin to be a Bitcoin wallet.
Yes.
Some of huge impressive feature of Wasabi that is similar to this, but it exists since a long time, but it was improved and we are continuing improving it. Is the Wasabi-Dämon. It's
what's the daemon?
A daemon, it's a job that runs, a process that runs on your computer that has no graphical interface. It's a service, if you prefer.
Okay.
And the Wasabi is an UI powered by this daemon that runs on your computer. But you can access this from alternative UIs as well, or alternative ways. Like you can build a script to interact with your wallet. If you want, you can build another wallet that will be built on top of the daemon. So it's the core of Wasabi that has an available API, which is called the RPC. Is software, yes. And you are able to communicate through it, and so access to its internal functionalities. This is really useful to pilot your Wasabi. For example, I have a website where I run a website called Liquisabi for Wasabi statistics. Anyways, and on this website, I have a really simple component, but that showcases how the daemon works. It's a donate button that is private. Okay, why?
Okay.
Because you click on donate, and it makes a request to Wasabi-Dämon. Okay. Receive a new Bitcoin address and displays it, and that's it. Okay. So it's really simple, but you access your daemon in the same way you would access a Bitcoin node if you want. You interact with this like that, and so you can build really cool application on top of it. I think this is the future of Bitcoin wallet.
Wait, so did I get this right? So you have a donation button on your website, and when you click on donate, it interacts with the with the Wasabi-Dämon?
Yes.
All right. And this Wasabi-Dämon will then give you a new address that belongs to your wallet.
Yes.
That's what it does. Okay. So you're able to receive, and make sure that each time you generate a new address, right? That's what the Wasabi-Dämon makes sure.
Other software make it much better, like BC Pay Server. This is not crazy stuff, but it's just to showcase that you can pilot your Wasabi-D, as you mentioned, and therefore build more complex applications on top of it.
Okay.
And you can build really really cool stuff. And if you push very well, you can probably build alternative UI, So a really different way of interacting with Wasabi, more built-in for you, and create your own UI for the project, powered by the daemon.
Yeah, I think this is the first time that I understood something about the daemon, because what's the name of the French Lightning wallet? The Phoenix, right? So there is a mobile wallet, Phoenix wallet, very popular, and they also have the Phoenix D. And I never understood, okay, how do I get this Phoenix D running on my mobile, on my laptop? Okay, so there is no UI, right? Okay, so I need to somehow install the daemon. It can run, but I need to. How do I access this? Like on the CLI, on the command line interface?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a standard API, so you can access whatever you want to access an API for. You can, for example, plug it into your chat, into Claude or ChatGPT if you want, because it's just an API.
Okay, an API. So maybe we need to explain what's an API. I have a basic understanding.
I'm sorry, it's an endpoint. Okay, so it's a route software can use to make HTTP request and make a post request, basically.
Okay, wait. So since the Wasabi D that's running on your computer,
Yes.
and what you can do is you can have any UI. It can be Wasabi, but can be anything else that knows this endpoint, this point where I can ask a question, basically, in very simple terms. So I don't know, get new address, right? So I can ask this endpoint. I can send a message to this endpoint, tell him, okay, I need a new address, and the answer will be the address, right? And this is what an API is, and that's what is used. But this is internally, right? This is on my own laptop, so I have am I calling a website? Because you mentioned HTTPS.
You have your laptop and your service running, and yes, locally you can interact with it. Of course, it's like a Bitcoin node. A Bitcoin node is exactly the same, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I need to. These are things that I'm still learning about and still trying to understand. So I'm super thankful.
Me too. Let me tell you, me too. Fool is the one that thinks he understands Bitcoin, except he really knows his stuff, because Bitcoin is hard. It really, really is. There are a lot of rabbit hole, and also, but all this using daemons, using API is becoming easier and easier. Why? Because we have automatic services, automatic agents like AI or whatever that interact, and the alternative UI that interact with those with this stuff really well. So maybe even if now it's hard for you as less technical, maybe to understand how to use a daemon, in the future it will be much easier for you and for everyone to automatically build layer of abstractions like this, and so implementation for the API, you know, because the AI helps you. The AI is really very good at doing this task.
It's very good at interacting with a daemon over an API, right? It's not. It's we do not recommend to build your own UI with an AI agent to build your own UI to interact with the Wasabi-Dämon. That can be very, very dangerous.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasabi is a work in progress, right? These system solutions are really hard to build and long to build, and we are building to be very reliable and useful, building alternative UIs that work very well for you. In the context of Wasabi, it is indeed not a good idea to use AI agent for that, because you will lose a lot of your privacy, right?
Yes.
You should use a local agent.
Yeah.
But it was really to explain you that while it sounds because I come here and mention the daemon, and that is very cool in Wasabi, and we push a lot to make it better, but you think, oh, but I don't understand how to use that, so I will never be able to make use of this, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, but in the future, it will be much easier for you to interact because of all the help you will receive. Maybe we can provide a Wasabi-Dämon documentation that you can then feed inside your agent, you know. And
okay, so he learns how to interact
exactly
with the Wasabi-Dämon, and then
yes,
you have a way of by natural language interacting with Wasabi.
Yes, exactly this, because you will put the documentation in natural language to the chat, to Claude or ChatGPT or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. And then it will know exactly how to use it. And you ask him a question like, please create a script to send my phones to Jan. And the Claude will be able to give you the script. You put it inside, you execute it on your local machine. You just click on run. Basically, it runs on your local machine, and is able to interact with the daemon and your wallet. And you see, it's a complete alternative way of using wallets.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a really long, ongoing work, right?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of risks doing that. You have to handle everything well. For example, if I make a prompt and the script is send all my money to a hacker and I don't proofread and understand what will be the consequences of my of the script I'm executing, this is really bad. Okay, it cannot happen. So the wallet need to show you exactly the implication of the action you are performing and request you for confirmation and stuff like this. What is doing a Bitcoin wallet now is just a new way for you to interact with, to create your own UI, if you prefer. Your own way to interact with Wasabi wallet. With this kind of system, Wasabi will be very good only if it's really small, easy to understand, interoperable, you know. This is why we are simplifying everything, making it as atomic as possible.
Would it also make sense to feed the AI or your personal agent, your private agent that you have, maybe also the source code, like download it from GitHub and, you know, or tell him, hey, here's the source code, please, and the documentation, please learn about this.
Of course. Yeah. This is how it will work. In the future, this flow will always get better and better, become really good. And therefore you will interact with this kind of documentation and documents without even noticing it. And maybe we can say the same about Bitcoin. Okay. Right now you have to use it really on clicking, and you know that you are using Bitcoin when you are making a transaction. In the future, well, you might very well use Bitcoin under the hood and being completely abstracted from you. You don't even know you are using Bitcoin, but in fact, under the hood, this is how it works. You know, it's the same for AI agent.
I can't imagine a future where I am not using a wallet and trying to understand what I'm creating, with what kind of transaction I'm creating, where I can see, okay, there's this transaction and I sign it and send it.
You will always have to see this. But let's say I buy something on Amazon. I tell my agent I want to buy something on Amazon. Okay. It's not crazy to see that in 3 years, let's say 3 years, you ask this question, only this prompt, please buy this chair on Amazon. Okay. Directly you receive it at your place. Directly your order is confirmed and paid, and everything was done in just one prompt. The whole process, you know, it's a simple process. You buy, okay, you pay by your payment method, and it's come to you. Well, maybe this transaction will be sent in Bitcoin. However, it's a Bitcoin really, really hot wallet that you have specifically set just for this, you know. But if under the hood it can use Bitcoin and you don't confirm it, and that's it. You can just have a confirmation. If you prefer, you can have confirmation for this transaction, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I think this is the future we are going towards. Really great interoperability of systems between themselves.
Okay. We went from Wasabi to AI.
I am really sorry for.
No, I know. This is very close to your heart, this topic.
Indeed. I think crypto and AI are extremely fascinating and are playing very, very well together.
Okay. How come?
How come?
Yeah. How come? Let's go there.
Okay. You are an AI. You are an AI agent. Okay.
I am an AI agent.
Yes, you are Jan Paul.
Yes. Okay. There's no Claude. Here's Jan Paul.
I'm really sorry for any German word I might pronounce.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So I'm an agent.
Yes. You are an agent. You need to pay something because you know that the user, his intent is to buy something. So you need to use a currency. Yes. What is easier to use, fiat or crypto? It's of course crypto. It's native to how an agent work. It's really, really easy. And an agent is really good at an automated system is really good at handling private keys and this kind of stuff. It is at its heart. It's because Bitcoin is extremely simple, really, the way it works. Cryptocurrency. Are able to be sent really easily by automated system. We see that in already a lot of really, really impressive services are built on top of Bitcoin automated stuff. And
wait, are you saying so? it's closer to an AI. No, wait. Okay, so it's closer to use crypto for an AI instead of a bank, right?
Yes.
Because if I want to do fiat transactions, I need to go through a bank. I need to go through a bank, so a third party, and it's more complicated because they are actually in control of the money, and I have to instruct them, hey, send this money to this IBAN or whatever it is, address. And it's easier because I as an AI agent are able to control the keys and send money, right? That's way easier than instructing a bank to execute this service for me.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
exactly very well put. It's a really simple system. Imagine how a bank works. It's really complex. But the heart of crypto is that it's really simple. Of course, the implementation and blah, blah, blah is really, really complex, but it is really easy to be used by any kind of automated system. And the only real problem with crypto is the user interface, the way the user is able to interact with those systems as they exist today.
Okay.
But in the future, you will be able to provide intent in a way that is much better understood by the machine. By using a chat client, for example, a local model or a huge model or whatever, you will be able to interact with automatic system much, much better. So without any UX burden, you know that right now you can have by finding the right button and understanding what is a new TXO. And, you know,
and also it's a lot of work to implement something that is user friendly, right? Yeah.
Yes.
We see this in the good wallets like Sparrow are really good wallets, but you know the UI is far from the easy, you know, happy to go wallet of Satoshi solution, right?
Yeah,
there's a huge difference.
Clearly, in crypto in general, this is not only true for Bitcoin, but for all crypto, the UX is very clunky for payments, and for user interacting with crypto interface is really hard. Why? Because crypto is made for machine, and what is going machine agent that are really good at interacting with system and understanding what the user wants, you know. So it's really of course it will be we will interact that way with probably all our stuff, but for crypto it makes a lot of sense,
especially the payments case
the payment case, but yes, especially in the payment case.
Okay Interesting.
That's something we are starting to see, by the way, in Bitcoin. Albi is Bitcoin Lightning Wallet.
Yes, huge fan.
Okay, same.
Nice.
And they are working on AI as we speak. They built an MCP server, which is a way for clients to connect to each other. It's pretty cool. I think we will see more and more development into this area.
Did you see? I saw just recently in Berlin, I saw Albi. They were reporting on this on this MCP server that they are building, and their use case was a payment using Bitrefill, buying a gift card there, and receiving the gift card.
Yes,
this was really interesting.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah.
and so the redemption of the way you use your Bitcoin by using this kind of systems, it's UX lift. It's a paradise, you know. In comparison to what we know today, it's always clunky, and even the very best wallet are a bit clunky to use because of the nature of crypto. I think we cannot reach huge widespread usage because interacting with crypto is too hard.
It's too hard.
But I think this is a problem that world in general will solve, or at least is in
will
the
be a problem of the past.
Yes,
at some point, 3-5
always
years.
a problem, but at least very much improved. Yes,
yes. Okay. All right. Can we talk a bit about the state of privacy in Bitcoin?
Oh, of course.
Okay. So what's your take? What's the state of privacy in Bitcoin?
What a bold question. The problem of privacy is you don't want to be the one that build the privacy system. If it's too good, it will be a problem for you. And you want to build cool stuff. You know, right now I think privacy on Bitcoin is quite low actually, but Wasabi is still a very good solution for privacy. It's in fact the main solution right now for Bitcoin privacy in terms of volume. So for the record,
so the most used. There are other solutions, but they don't have the volume that Wasabi has.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. Let me explain this a bit more because this is important. When I mentioned that the company was closed, ZK Snacks, Wasabi didn't start supporting Coinjoin because Wasabi is only a client. It is not running any service. You can plug in whatever service you want in Wasabi.
Yeah.
By default, it was the service from ZK Snacks. They closed. There was no default, but then the liquidity regrouped toward alternative services that were launched before.
Yes.
So this is called a coordinator, those kind of services. And today, some of the coordinators have really huge liquidity, but really, really huge. I think about 3,000 Bitcoin per month are using
in Coinjoins.
Yes.
Okay.
New Bitcoins.
New.
Yes.
So additional.
Additional.
Okay. So and you can keep your Bitcoins in a Coinjoin for a longer time, as long as you want. So the 3,000 is just the addition to the existing pool of coins in a Coinjoin.
There is in and out, but 3,000, what you could talk about is the liquidity pool, and it depends when the people spend. Basically, when they spend their private output, so they become non-private. So the liquidity pool, but so it's always going in and out. But in total, about I'm not sure about on the number. I actually track those numbers on my website on Wasabi, but because it's public information, they publish all this. This also works through Nostr. In fact, it's
another good use of Nostr. Okay, nice.
Yes.
So the coordinators publish their liquidity, or
they advertise their service.
The service. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They advertise the service on Nostr, and so client can connect to them. Okay. And for me, that monitor the liquidity and what happens. I just monitor every messages those servers send.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm able to know when I monitor, because sometimes might not go down anyway. But when I can monitor, I track all the publicly available liquidity on Wasabi. Using the WabiSabi Coinjoin engine. However, you can also have private coordinators, right? Because it's a protocol. If you have a use case where you want to coinjoin among only your friends, okay, you can very much do so. Or for a business reason, or for whatever reason you want to make coinjoin between a certain group of people, you can create your coordinator, advertise it to your personal friends or whatever.
Yeah.
And just use it.
Are there people doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. This is the cool thing about Wasabi.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Or nobody knows for sure. Or, I mean, this sounds really fascinating, because I can easily get a group of 10, 15 friends together and say, hey, let's do our private Coinjoins.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it makes sense. And not only on Coinjoin. Coinjoin is only a subset of what you can do with WabiSabi. Why? Because WabiSabi is a multi-party transaction system. Okay.
Okay.
Coinjoin is a type of multi-party transaction system where anyone put in and out same amount. But we can imagine another type where I put in and the out amount is a payment, for example.
Yeah.
In fact, we have this already in Wasabi. In Wasabi, there is no UI, but with a daemon. Why? Because the UI will be very clunky. And okay. Anyway.
but is it mainly because you are focusing on building WabiSabi, the WabiSabi engine, and have less focus on the Wasabi wallet?
No, we have much more focus on the Wasabi wallet.
Okay.
We only maintain the Wasabi engine, but we actively develop the Wasabi wallet.
Okay.
And we maintain the Wasabi and WabiSabi engine. Why? Because there can be privacy risks or security reason why it needs an update. So we keep updating. But WabiSabi is a protocol. It's a way of communicating with people. Okay, maybe there are completely different implementation of WabiSabi. In fact, BTC Pay server also has a WabiSabi client on BTC Pay server. It is not working now since transition to plugin V2, but it existed, and also Trezor. On all the Trezor suite, there was an app that required a lot of research, and it was really hard to do, but you are able to sign a CoinJoin with your hardware wallet Trezor. Again, not available right now for many reasons, but you are able to do that. WabiSabi is a multi-party transaction protocol that can be used in a huge range of things. So maybe there are people having private community of Wasabi.
Can you give me more example of these multi-party transactions? So CoinJoin is one type. A payment could be a second type.
Yes.
And what else?
An ARC is a multi-party transaction.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact, an ARC is very close to what WabiSabi CoinJoin is. Okay. But it's hard to go into details because I don't know very well myself. But it's also really a fascinating use case of this. Lightning channel opening is also one. You have a communication protocol between payments, but at the end of the day, it's not fundamental difference, There are many types of multi-party transactions.
Okay, but currently you only support CoinJoins in Wasabi?
So WabiSabi, yes, is expert on CoinJoins right now, at least its implementation. And
am I making a mistake here? Because you're always saying WabiSabi and Wasabi. Maybe I'm not clear on what is what. Like in my head, it's Wasabi is the wallet, the client, the UI to interact with WabiSabi.
Yes. Okay. This is exactly it.
That's it, right? And Wabi-Sabi is, it's a protocol.
It's a protocol to build transaction with people that is specialized in making CoinJoin.
And everybody who follows this protocol can interact, but he doesn't have to use Wasabi. He can also use another UI. All right.
Yes.
All right. So it's a protocol that we can agree on, or, we can align on and say, okay, we're using the same protocol. And then we can do certain types of things. Like, for example, we can do a CoinJoin or any other multi-party transaction but that needs to be provided by WabiSabi, right?
WabiSabi is how it works. How the people is like HTTP, if you prefer. It's how the communication occurs between the different parties and what information you have to provide. These kind of things.
So is the WabiSabi engine then just a protocol, or is it just?
The engine is the implementation we have in the Clement. Poor choice of naming, but just Wasabi is why you can build WabiSabi is why you can build transaction with other people. We use that for CoinJoin, and on WabiSabi, remember you can have outputs that are of any value. It does not matter the value of your output. And because of this, it has a lot of use cases. You can use that for a lot of use case. And for example, you can use it to make a payment, for example. Let's say you buy something, they give you the address. Well, you can instruct to make a WabiSabi CoinJoin, WabiSabi transaction, but instead of receiving back your output, send it to the address you provide. And so you make the payment inside the CoinJoin. You see, this is another application of how a transaction of the kind can be useful. Those are all transactions between several parties, multi-party transactions, specifically CoinJoin, and specifically for WabiSabi, a CoinJoin to outputs that can be of different value. Okay. And so you can make payment. Maybe in the future, you also can open Lightning, a Lightning channel through a CoinJoin output, or more complex scripts. There can have many use cases, but for now, Bitcoin is at in the current state of Bitcoin development, we are only at the very, very beginning of usage of multi-party transactions. Why? Because it is very, very hard to do so.
Because it's hard to coordinate, right?
Exactly. If people have to behave in a certain order and provide the right information at the right time, for it to be both private and safe and works. So you need a set of interactions that is set in stone, and every developer knows that for an app, this is really hard because if only one person does not make one of those actions, okay, the round fail, the transaction fail, and you have to start this process again. And when you do so, you incur some risk. It's really complex how it works under the hood. There are a huge rabbit hole. Really, because you think it might be more or less simple, but no. And this is why it's really tough to build software on Bitcoin, because when you want to build use cases like this, you have to think about a lot of stuff. Wasabi is far from perfect. As I mentioned, it's a work in progress. Okay? There are many things that can be improved in the way where Bitcoin is being used and in everything, you know.
I'm still trying to understand. Can we maybe talk about a like an example of complexities or these rabbit holes that you mentioned? So just so that I understand. So currently, at first, I thought, okay, so we have a protocol. So there are rules to follow. I understand there are certain steps that need to be taken in a certain order. Everything's organized by this protocol, right? So everybody knows how to participate in this multi-party transaction.
Yes.
And I said, in my head, it was like, well, that can't be too hard. I mean, if there's a very clear specification, who needs to do what at what point in time, what he needs to provide, and so on, that shouldn't be that hard. But
let me give you one of the main problems of Wasabi today. Okay,
nice.
It's a way that can be used to degrade your privacy. Basically, and we need a way to go around it. It's that when a round fails, so when someone misbehaves and forget to send something and disrupt the whole process, you have to start again. Okay, but let's say you already registered the output you want to send your addresses in. Okay, you already registered your output, and then you have to start again because it failed.
Okay,
okay. Now you have to register your output again, okay? Because the whole process starts again. But then, do you reuse the same address that the one that you just registered in the previous round, or do you create a new, fresh Bitcoin address? Right now we are reusing the same address. Why? Because you need to, because of gap limit and how bit 32 and bit 39 work. You need to reuse the same address, otherwise it will create a huge UX burden. Like you will not be able to synchronize easily on all wallets because of the gap limits.
Because it just takes more time to run a new round with new addresses?
It does not take more time, but currently our derivation path work in Bitcoin is that your seed generates a number that will be able to generate keys one by one following a certain order. You can generate, if you want, 100 and receive on the 100s, let's say, and keep all the first one blank. But in order to know whether or not a wallet a key holds money, you have to test it.
You have to scan. Basically.
Yes. So if you are a client, when do you stop? Because maybe I have received a payment on the address 1 trillion, but I will not scan 1 trillion address.
No.
Do you understand? So we need a limit in how many we scan. By default in Bitcoin, this limit, a widespread usage, is 21. Usually wallets, at least standard one, maybe it changed today, but standard one will use 21 as a min gap limit. I think it's the absolute minimum in Bitcoin.
Right, and this min gap limit is what? It's like the number of addresses that your client, your wallet will search for. If are there any funds on these addresses? And after 21, it stops?
After 21, without seeing any coin. When it found the coin, it resets and scans the next 21. Yes, you see? So he scans, nothing. Oh, on the 10 there is something. So
and then 21 again.
Exactly.
I get it.
And so usually clients use address 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 5. So there is no problem. But let's say a Coinjoin round fails 100 times in a row. Okay? Well, then you have to register 100 different addresses.
Output addresses.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And you see, working with Bitcoin has always this kind of complexity involved somewhere. And
just that I get it. So the problem is, if a series of rounds fails, and each time we would generate a new address, it may be that the address where actual funds are, the wallet will not find because it has a defined gap limit. It will search the first 21. If it's at 22, you're out of luck. Your wallet doesn't see it. Or
yes.
I mean, you can always I think you can control this gap limit. You can also say, hey,
control, but this is again an UX burden, right? So of course you can, but there will be a lot of users that might suffer a lot from it.
Yeah,
because
but why don't you just say, okay, we know that we need to generate. There is a possibility that a bunch of rounds will fail. Why don't you, as Wasabi, then say, okay, our min gap limit is 1,000 or
we can
2,000.
We can, but then what if I restore my seed in Ethereum? In
a Sparrow wallet, for example.
Electrum, I wanted
Electrum.
to say.
No worries.
Tough one.
or import my seed into Sparrow wallets, and the gap limit is lower. Then I don't see any funds, and I panic.
And you panic, and panicking is okay, because then you will change. If you panic, it's okay. But let's say it's a seed from 10 years ago. Okay. And you recover and you see nothing. You will think, oh, fuck, I have nothing.
It's empty. Fun.
And so you might lose your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So in Wasabi, okay, it's a really simplified explanation. This topic is complex. Okay. It's not clear description that I just made, but because of problem like this, you really have to, privacy solutions on Bitcoin are really hard to build. In Wasabi, for example, for this problem, we always put the same addresses, always. And this is an issue of the current implementation of Wasabi, probably the biggest one. Why? Because we didn't implement the solution for this. And so you can degrade your privacy.
Okay, I get it. All right.
If the coordinator fails too many rounds in a row.
Yeah.
You face issues that you understand that it's hard to enter into developing and maintaining those projects. This is another huge challenge. I think the main challenge in Bitcoin FOSS ecosystem, fully free and open source ecosystem, is that entering projects is hard understanding the whole rabbit hole, as you mentioned, and the problems that can arise. Very few you have to be really committed, right? To do that. And this is also why, for us, it was extremely important to make the code base as easy as possible and to make this transition toward being smaller and better organized, you see? So for the project to survive, because now it might be easier for us to find other people interesting into working and understanding quickly how the software works. But when you go and there is a piece of software and you see it's a mess and you don't understand shit, you're like, no way,
I'm not going to use that.
You can use, but to improve actively, you will not. And Bitcoin needs maintainers of a project like this. It's really important. Why? Because it pushes all the industry into the right direction. Right now, Wasabi might be the best we have for Bitcoin privacy, at least thanks to its liquidity. Okay. But in the meanwhile, it's fine. It's okay. In the meanwhile, that other and better privacy solutions are being developed. So you see, to keep momentum on Bitcoin privacy and don't make it taboo where nobody works on it. This is a really huge risk for Bitcoin privacy. And a project like Arc for sure will help a lot. We will see how it unfolds, but
that's still to be seen. But we are seeing positive signs. I don't know. You've probably heard about their stunt at the Baltic Honey Badger, where they
the live demo.
The live demo where they gave all the merchants the POS terminals. The merchants were actually using Arc while accepting payments for like food and drinks and so on.
It might be closer than we think. Arc, and this might be a really great privacy solution as well, or improving. Sorry. This might improve a lot privacy for a lot of people. This is also a huge misconception about, I think, a lot of privacy enthusiasts. We always try to make privacy perfect, but we are far from reaching that. far. And
in Bitcoin, you say?
yes, but in general. In general, but in Bitcoin specifically, yes, we are far from reaching this accomplishment. And for now, what? I will not wait and do nothing, if a privacy solution is imperfect, but is still one of the best, or at least the best in some use cases, then it's a correct solution, and it's nice that it exists, because even if it's imperfect, it helps a lot the users. It makes sense to use it.
Yeah, I think we're seeing, at least in the people that I talk to, that more and more people are interested in their Bitcoin privacy. And I mean, it is what it is. Most Bitcoiners hold their coins on some exchanges or don't even know about privacy. They are happy that they have their hardware wallets and use it. So, yeah.
Privacy is personal choice. It's always a UX burden. So you have to, you need to decide for yourself how much you want to invest of your time and knowledge and resources into your privacy solution.
Yes.
What is best for your needs, And Wasabi is really cheap for what it allows. Right now, with the liquidity it has and the solution, you can reach a privacy that is pretty great, meaning it's really hard to follow input and output link for a really small price. The coordinator that is used the most right now does not charge any coordination fee, so any fee to participate in its service. He still receives money. I track this data. The reason is a bit complex because on Wasabi you sometimes more expensive to get back some Bitcoin than to withdraw them, than to leave them to whatever, forget about them. Like, let's say to receive 100 sats, you will need to pay you will need to pay 1,000 sats. So
it can happen. Okay.
Yes, because of how it works, it can happen, and it's not a bad thing anyway. But so in those cases, this amount is abandoned by the client, and right now the coordinator can do whatever he wants with this amount, so he can choose to have it for himself. Okay, but for users, using Wasabi is extremely cheap. When you to achieve a great privacy or current mining fee rate, you pay only a few dollars per transaction, and the WabiSabi transaction can have a lot of inputs. In fact, the average for a WabiSabi transaction is about 300 input and 300 output. Okay, so it's massive. Thanks to that, you earn a lot of privacy. Then you remix for a couple of times. It really is powerful. Is. It's not a complete solution for privacy. Okay, nothing is perfect, and because what is really powerful right now on Bitcoin to degrade the privacy of people is to do pattern matching analysis. So,
what's that?
You have amount matching analysis. You have WabiSabi as the Coinjoin liquidity pool as a black box. You don't try to go see into this, but when you look at the amount of money that flows in and flows out, and you try to extract that it's a user, who the coins belong to, considering the amounts of money and the patterns. Let's say I put 1.234 Bitcoin in, okay? And I see that 1 week later, there is 1.234 Bitcoin out. So, I can imagine that it's the same guy, right? As an external observer. This is really risky. And this is why post-mix tools are important, which mean tools to control the way you send Bitcoin. When you make a payment in Bitcoin, you have to take care about what input to use and not reveal too much information. For example, it's really bad if in Bitcoin if you send your whole balance in the same transaction, because it's really easy to make amount matching. If you use Wasabi as a mixer, which means You take one
As a
point.
Coinjoin, not a mixer.
Whether you Coinjoin, but this is why if you use it as you would use a mixer, which is you send all your money in and then you send all your money out.
Yeah.
Okay. This will reveal a lot of information about you because your usage of Bitcoin is wrong. You should use Bitcoin, Wasabi as a wallet, which means that you fund it by time to time. I don't know, when you receive your salary or whatever, you send your money there. And then you participate into Coinjoin. Your money will be slowly private. Then you need to pay your rent. So you pay your rent. You receive change maybe. And after that, the change for the transaction is Coinjoin again, you see. And then so it's really using it as a wallet, never sending your whole balance.
Okay, so what you're saying is it's better to use it's not only about Wasabi, but in general for Coinjoins, don't use the service just for the Coinjoin and then, move funds from your hardware wallet in, and then after that, move it back to your hardware wallet. Instead,
hardware wallet is fine because it does not leave any on-chain footprint,
The hardware wallet doesn't? Wait,
no,
if you're sending a transaction?
Hardware wallet for on-chain on the blockchain is the same. Nobody knows that this address belongs to you. Okay, you send the transaction, but nobody knows anything about this transaction, so it does not add any issues. However, what you really must avoid is to sending your whole balance at the same time.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm getting the point of why it's a problem if I send my whole stack of Bitcoin into a Coinjoin.
I will tell you. Well, let's say I analyze the blockchain because I'm a blockchain analyst. Okay.
Yeah.
I see every month on June 5th, there are 5 Bitcoins that comes in a Coinjoin. Okay. And I see that every month on the 6th, there is exactly 5 Bitcoins that goes into this address. Okay. In this case, I can know the Coinjoin had no effect because I can just ignore the Coinjoin and say, this is the same user, this is the link, and then continue following the trail. After that, if there are always the same patterns, it's easier it's really easy to degrade the privacy of people. So that's why you always have to use as a wallet, which means receive money all the time, pay your stuff, and take care about patterns and try to maybe go for other privacy solutions, like go for some funds on Lightning or things like that, Privacy is an accumulation of steps. There is no solution perfect. So if you Coinjoin significant amount for you, after that, you need to understand that if you use this a huge chunk of this amount, your privacy will be highly degraded from this operation. Yes, it's money in and out. You take so in, and by time to time you pay. You use.
Okay, wait. So you're basically saying the best privacy is achieved by using Bitcoin and using a client like Wasabi because it has a Coinjoin in it, and you use it for incoming payments and for outgoing payments, and that will over time increase your privacy.
Yes, it's not over time. It's in instant process. You could use your whole balance, but by doing so, you would undermine the usefulness of the system because of those pattern matching problem. However, yes, if you use Bitcoin, and you do not use Wasabi, okay, it means that you are less private than someone that uses Wasabi. It's just it is all for now. It is an important stone of using Bitcoin the most privately as you can. Okay, other wallets are pretty good, like the Samurai client that gets remade, Ashigaru, or even Join Market. Okay, those systems are also really interesting solution. But at the end of the day, what I mean, you should also at some point add Wasabi into this. You should Coinjoin with one of WabiSabi coordinator basically to increase further your privacy. Not doing it is just losing privacy.
I got a little bit confused at some point, and I lost track of my thought. Sorry. Now I'm.
I'm sorry.
No. There was a question I had, but I lost it. Fuck. Anyway, nice. Yeah.
I think it's a really passionating topic, but you see how hard
I
it
get
is.
it. It's
Yes,
hard.
this is why you should use the tools that are provided in the way the maintainer developer thought about you using it, standard flow of Wasabi, Don't try to go against the UI, because in the UI, we push you into taking the right decisions for your privacy. And it's not perfect. And I hope someone will come soon with a perfect privacy solution, but I think it will take some time.
Are you thinking about also integrating silent payments?
Oh, Wasabi has.
it already has? Like send and receive?
No.
Only send?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Wasabi can send to silent payment addresses. It has been released like about 6 months ago now, I think. So we are one of the few wallets, but there is Blue Wallet also that allows to send silent payment, and Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet for now is the only one that really supports send and receive, and it's pretty cool that they build that. Implementation is a bit clunky, but still is a very good start for this tech. Really glad. And Wasabi, we implemented the Send service and are in the process of implementing Receive as well. However, it is really complex thing to achieve, because you need a really powerful indexer, which means it's a remote software, a server that interacts with a node and provides you information. In this case, with Wasabi, we already have this, which is our backend. It's an indexer, in fact, and because it provides block filters. So there is a server, it interacts with a node, create the block filter, and then serve them to the client. Okay, so the client can receive them. But this is what an indexer is. And for silent payment, you need to add an extra layer of information there, which are called the tweak. It's some information you need to recognize that the payment is yours and make it. It's an information you need for silent payment.
As a receiver, right? We're talking about the receiving side. And the receiving side is hard because the way I understand it is what you publish is like a master silent payment receive address, and the user then creates with his transaction to this silent payment address, he creates the final destination address, right? And now it's not clear for the wallet, or it's hard for the wallet to scan if I receive the payment, right? Because I don't know if this address belongs to me, right?
In your words, that's basically it. Yes.
Okay.
Basically, but it was pretty nice. But the technical words are not there. But it's the idea. Yes. Basically, your client by itself cannot have access to this information, because you need information that are contained in the block. In the Bitcoin block. However, clients do not receive Bitcoin blocks except full node integration. Therefore, you require extra information that a server has to send you, or you can run your own node. Okay, and build and receive your own block and analyze them. And in this case, your Bitcoin node becomes your indexer. In fact, this is where we are going to Wasabi, and this is why we will be able to have a silent payment receive in not that crazy amount of time, because you will just run your Bitcoin node, act with Wasabi as a alternative UI for your Bitcoin node, and be able to generate the silent payment tweaks. So the extra piece of information you need to receive silent payment. Okay.
Wait, I always thought the problem is that the scanning for a received payment is so hard.
It is hard because you need extra information.
But
you need information computed by the node.
By my node.
Yes, but you need to have access to the tweak, to a block basically to compute this information.
What is the tweak then?
I'm not expert on the. Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm not
sure. If you have an idea of what it is,
it is a huge number that contains all the scripts for the current the scripts that are tweaked, which means changed with a function to a private key. to some key. It's a way for your receiver private key to manipulate the information contained inside all transactions in the Bitcoin block.
Yeah.
And to receive the script of those of the outputs. Okay, I hope I didn't make mistake myself, but
I didn't understand the problem. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but you need extra information. You need to see the transactions basically.
But when I run my own node and I have my own mempool, so basically know all the transactions that are in the block, and if not, I can request my peers to give me the transactions that are missing in this block, right? So I have already, as a node runner, a clear view of what is in the block, right? So
yes. Sorry.
So far, so right.
So
okay.
far, you have the full list of what is in the block, and so this is why, if you have access to the full node, you see the transaction, and then you can check whether or not you receive the silent payment.
Exactly.
Because only you can check, and only a full node can generate have the information you need. So basically, you need to read these one by one. And what are the tweaks is a way for a remote server to send you data that will abstract the need of the Bitcoin node. Basically, the tweaks are a way to don't use your own node, but instead use a remote one without degrading your privacy.
I'm lost. Sorry,
it's a really complex topic.
I'm just trying to understand why, because we are seeing some wallets that support sending to silent payments.
Yes,
but not many wallets. And you mentioned Cake Wallet, that is. It allows to receive silent payments, but it's not really good at it, or it's I don't know.
No, in the
it's hard to use.
In the case of K-Weight, it is good at it. It was very well. It's just annoying to synchronize. Also because the data that it requires is really heavy, and they change Electrum server for this, or I don't remember.
Okay,
it's clunky to use, but it works. The cryptography, etc., works. It is hard to build a good indexer, which means a remote server that can send you the information you need to recognize that a payment is yours and that you have the key to unlock it. Basically, because you need to compute this information, it's extra information. But if you use your own node,
it's very easier.
It's become very easy. Very easy. It's just a cryptographic solution. If you have your own.
Why aren't we seeing more solutions that require you to run your own node, but then you can receive silent payments?
What wallet right now requires you to provide to run your own node? Almost no one. It is really rare to have an alternative UI for Bitcoin Core, and Wasabi is becoming that and becoming very, very good at it. It's a way to. It's becoming a way to interact with your node. With the Wasabi UI to make payment, compute request information, all this. It's called the block-only mode. Block-only wallets are pretty rare, in fact. People don't want them because it's really like the user don't want really, because it's really long to synchronize and you have to store a lot of information. Running a node is hard. Oh, no, it's not hard, but it's way harder than running a light wallet.
Okay, I get that
Electrum, Sparrow, Wasabi in its normal mode. So this is why we don't see that many implementation of receive silent payment right now, because it must be used in the context of a light wallet, but to use it in a light wallet is quite hard. As you have to send extra information.
And light wallet means that I'm not connected to my own node, but to a node to some third-party provider. It can be, I don't know. There are many. All right, okay.
As a solution, you can do it very easily in a way that is by losing your privacy, because you can send your key to a server, and the server can tell you why you have those funds because the server is connected to a node. But then the server will know your funds, so it makes
that doesn't make sense.
That does not make sense. So this is why you don't see that many receive side on silent payment right now. However, it will come because it's a really interesting solution. As I mentioned, with your own node, it's really easy. We are also building a better indexer that we hope can be replicated and used across the industry. Many people are, not many, but people are working on that. It also plays very well with other development we see Bitcoin going to, like BIP 353. It's a BIP to have some kind of readable URL.
Yes,
and that it resolves.
It resolves to the Bitcoin address.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can have like a username on Bitcoin, like I'm Jan Paul, and just by giving this name,
Yes.
you can derive destination addresses.
Like Jan Paul at wasabiwallet.io, for example. And when the wallet will send, it tries to resolve your address by from the DNS server. So I ask janpaul.io for the address I need to send to, and it derives. It's like LN URL. And it was extremely well with silent payment, because what is the main issues from doing that URL DNS that resolves to your address is that you have no privacy against the server, because the server, in this case, wasabiwallet.io,
will immediately see all the addresses that you're generating.
Yes, because it provides them to you. But if it receives, if instead of providing a normal address through this scheme, you provide a silent payment address.
Okay.
The way silent payment works is that even the DNS that provided you this address will not be able to know the funds that are being sent to this silent payment
because
address.
it doesn't see it. It just gives out the silent payment receive address, and then the transactor, the one making the transaction, the payment, he will finally generate the silent payment, the payment itself, or the construct this transaction, and only he knows then the output address. The sender. Only he knows the output, not the server. He doesn't
not
know.
The server.
Because he only has the silent payment.
Yes, only the sender and the receiver. Not only other people that have sent to this address in the past. No, because it always changes, So it's only the sender and the receiver. And nobody can know, and so it's very cool. It works very, very well together. For sure, we want this kind of use case for Bitcoin. It's incredible UX, because what does it mean? It means even without asking you directly, I can just write your contact name, Jan Paul at wasabiwallet.io, and send to you without nobody knowing except you. So a private way, not even the server I requested the information from. So those kind of silent payments is really cool development. And this is why we are building stuff like the indexer, so it can always push for those kind of cool technology in the Bitcoin ecosystem, make really small, impactful tools to be able to build better software and better UX on top of Bitcoin. Maintaining a wallet is fascinating.
Why is it? What's fascinating you?
Problem you face are quite hard, quite new, and you understand new way people have to interact with money, with assets, all the burden that they face. So you understand very well how Bitcoin works, because you understand how people interact with Bitcoin and what they would like, how they interact with Bitcoin and what they would want to do, and try to receive feedback and these kind of things. It's a passionate field to contribute in, and a lot of great open source project as well that you can contribute. And contributing is not always providing code, but finding an issue is contributing, because it helps, fucking helps, I can tell you, or changing a bit of a doc, or you see stuff like this.
Nice. All right, Clement. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk
to be able to talk with you, and we were listening to this podcast. Thank you for having me. It was a long time since.
It was a long time since we talked. But I was a little bit too stoned for this talk. I had a hard time focusing on, keeping the conversation like very natural. I don't know, I felt a little bit like, it's a podcast, not a conversation, not the thing that I was aiming for.
For me, I think it was really cool.
Yeah. Nice. All right.
Yes.
You enjoyed it. Nice.
And I think the podcast will be really cool. Yes, I think, in fact, I think we didn't express, it is really hard for us to explain why, Wasabi, what we try, the direction we try to go, why Wasabi is cool software. And because, there are many things that you have to understand yes. And For us to be able to talk about this today was a very great opportunity.
Oh, nice. All right, Clement, I'm going to hit the stop button and then we're out.
Nodesignal. Focus on the signal, not on the noise.